And I've been avoiding my shadow work videos because it's just like nobody wants to do this shit. This is the ugly side of spirituality. This is the side that nobody want to show. Don't nobody want to be honest about. This shit is not all love and light. This shit is not all rainbows and fucking sunshines. It's just not. And I'm sorry that I gotta show it to you like that, but yeah, it is. Shadow work is really about stopping and thinking about your triggers and going back and figuring out why it triggered you. Where did that shit start? And how you can reteach yourself going forward. How can you make sure that as an adult, your inner child, that younger you, is shielded from that? You know what? No, fuck it. It's not shielded. It's healed from that. And I don't like when people say, oh, you gotta go back and reparent yourself. Well, bitch, if I had a good parent to fucking role model after, how the fuck would I be here? I don't know how to parent myself. I don't know how to go back and do this shit. So don't tell me that. Don't just leave it at that. So I'm going to give y'all a little exercise. I'm going to share with you guys my first experience, my first meditation with shadow work and seeing my inner child, seeing my inner child and working with her and everything. So this was, I'm sorry guys, I'm gross. This was a couple, I'm just going to say 2019. I'm going to say 2019. When I first started doing shadow work, and I did a meditation and I sat. So this is what I want you to do. Sit down and breathe. Just breathe. Don't worry about having an empty mind. Fuck all of that. Especially if you're new to meditation, it's not going to happen. To be completely honest with you, your mind is not going to go fucking silent. Especially if you're just starting out. You got to be up there top notch to have complete zero zenness. Okay, that's what we strive for, but that's not where we are. Honesty. So if you have thoughts that come through, it's fine. Focus on your breathing. If you need to, count your breaths. Pick a number and count to that number. When you feel like you're good, you need to protect yourself. Okay? This video is going to be long, but fuck it. You need to protect yourself. So as you're sitting here after you've done your breathing, you feel good, you're centered, I want you to picture a light around your body, covering your entire body. Like I said, if you're sitting down, if you're laying down, doesn't matter how you are, be comfortable in your own. Picture that light going around your body. That light is your protection. That light is your shield. Call in whoever you believe in. Call in God, call in Goddess, call in Source Creator, call in angels, call in ancestors. Call them in by name if you know them. If you want to work with your ancestors and you don't know them, say, I ask all of my benevolent ancestors, known and unknown, the ones that are rocking with me, the ones that are protecting me, who are here with me on the regular, I call you in now to protect me and guide me during this process. All right? What do you feel? What do you see? Take note of it. Do you see fairies? Do you see orbs? Do you see light? Do you see darkness? Do you see nothing at all? Take note of it. How do you feel? Is your body swaying? Do you feel cold? Are you anxious? Take note of it. It all matters during this time. Everything happens for a reason, especially when you're doing meditation, when you're doing a reading, when you're doing anything spiritual, nothing is by accident. So once you're there, for me, I pictured my childhood home, the apartment that I grew up in, the home that I know. I know this house like the back of my, no, not even the back of my hand. I know this house like I know my lips, dog. Like, you feel me? I know this house. I can close my eyes and map the whole shit out right now. Know the place that you are. Feel comfortable here. For you, it could be a field. It could be a backyard. It could be a playground that you loved to be in when you were little. But make sure that place has significance to you in your childhood. Okay? Noted. Okay. So that's where I want you to feel comfortable. That's where you're gonna ground yourself. You know, because you know this place, you feel comfortable here. You go walk around and be like, okay, I'm safe. I'm secure. And in that moment, I want you to let your mind wander and start, pick a topic. What do you want to work on? You know? I mean, obviously you should have this topic together before you start your meditation, because like, yeah, but you know, you have your topic. For me, okay, it doesn't even have to be a topic. It doesn't have to be like something like, oh, I have anger problems. It can necessarily be a situation, and that's what I chose. I chose a situation where I felt alone, where I felt abandoned. And it was when my mom died. Not that day, not that moment, but in that time frame. So it was like my mom had just passed. We had just moved all my shit out of my house. And I was 9 years old. Please put into perspective that I was 9 years old when my mother passed. She passed with breast cancer. She had been battling breast cancer for some time before. Sometimes I don't recognize how young I was and how much I actually dealt with. We could talk about that too in another video. I dealt with shit that I should not have as a child. Alone. Again. But whatever. So, where was I? Okay. So, I was feeling like I had no control over anything. Obviously, I didn't. I'm a child. I'm a baby. I had no control over nothing. My life is just over. My mom is gone. All my stuff is gone. Like, I was just numb. If we're being honest, I was fucking numb. Because I didn't cry when my mom died. I sang. I sang for a specific reason. I sang a specific song. And I feel like now people give me shit about it because they didn't understand. But again, another video. But I didn't cry. For a long time, I did not cry over my mom dying. And people will always say, you were so strong. How are you still walking? I'd have passed out, out of this, out of that. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know what came over me. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know why I didn't cry. I don't know. But like, yeah. So it was a moment where it was like idle time with the apartments where maintenance had to come in, like clean stuff out, repaint and everything. So the door was always unlocked. And my aunt lived next door. So I lived in apartment 115 and my aunt lived in apartment 116. So when my mom died, I didn't switch schools. I only had like 2 years left in that school. So I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna finish it out. I'm gonna stay with my aunt. My cousin went to the same school. So it was like, don't uproot me completely. Leave some type of normalcy to my life. So I just moved in with my aunt. But at any point, I could just open my apartment door and go home. But home wasn't home. It was empty. And that's the first time that, like, I said. So yeah, I went to the apartment, like when I was 9, I was little, and I just sat there in my empty apartment. I walked around, and I sat on the steps, and I fucking cried. It was my first time crying. And it was like a month after my mom died. And I don't know, it probably wasn't a month. Because I'm pretty sure I died at, like, her, like, ceremonies and stuff like that. But, like, obviously, just in front of fucking people. But to really sit down, you know, like, I just cried. But I don't know if I was crying, like, I don't know. It didn't really hit me that my mom was gone at that point. I don't know why I was crying. I think it was just because, like, fuck, all my stuff is gone. Like, my life is done. Like, fuck, this is real now. Well, no, it wasn't even real then. It's funny. It didn't hit me that my mom was really fucking gone until me and my dad went to go see the Transformers. Me and my dad went to 69th Street to see the Transformers, and we were leaving out the theater, and I was so excited. I fucking loved that movie, and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to go home, and me and my mom gonna watch it on bootleg and da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh shit, my mom is dead. And that's when it hit me that I didn't have a mom anymore. And fucking 69th Street Theater. Whatever. Back to the story. So, and that's when I just cried. I just sat there and cried by myself. So in this meditation, I went back to that moment. I went to the double doors of my apartment. I walked through the double doors. I walked up the walkway. Like I said, I know this place. You have to know the place. You have to know the moment that you're going back to. It has to be real. You gotta feel that shit, bro. I walked up the walkway. I walked to my apartment door. Like, in my mind, still sitting here in my meditation, but you picture it. You really picture it. You envision it. I walked there. I opened the door. I could feel it. And I looked down. And there I was. My little self. Sitting on the steps. Bawling her eyes out by herself. I did not expect the crowd to smash during this video. I should have had tissues. But I did not expect this. Fuck me. But I'm not going to keep apologizing. And I just opened the door. It is wild. It's fucking wild because she reacted to me. That's the thing about this spiritual shit. Like, that's how you know you're really having experiences. You're not just imagining this shit. Don't ever think you're just imagining this shit is real. My little self was sitting there crying, and she looked up at me. And I just gave myself a hug, and I'm just like, baby girl, it's okay. It's okay. Come to me, come to me. I got you. If nobody got you, I got you. And like, that's what you mean. That's what the fuck I mean when I say reparent yourself. You go back to those moments and you be who the fuck you needed in those moments. This ain't no bullshit. Well, no, let me parent yourself. No. You know what you needed in that moment. In those hard times, you know what you needed. So go back and be there for yourself. Don't worry about who wasn't there. Don't worry about how the fuck that situation actually played out. Don't worry about who was there and what the fuck they said to you and what the fuck they did to you. You go there and you block that shit out. You change it and you rewrite that narrative and you heal yourself. So let's say you have a situation where there was a bully. You walk up to that situation where you was getting your ass beat. Dog, you walk up in your grown state now and you pull up on the motherfuckers like, what the fuck is good? what the fuck is good? And you lay them bitches the fuck out. Lay all them hoes the fuck down. And you pick yourself up and you dust yourself off and you say, come on, baby, let's go to your favorite place. Let's go get some ice cream. You want to go to Chuck E. Cheese? Let's go. And then from that moment on, when you think back to that time, you always remember that you were there for yourself. Don't ever remember how it actually was. When I think back to that time, I was no longer alone. When I think back to that time, I was there. I was okay. I had no, yeah, obviously I cried, but I was not alone in that moment. I'm healed from that. It's the other fucking abandonments that I gotta heal from now. And this shadow work is not going to be a one-shot thing. It's not no slingshot. It's not one and done. No. You're going to keep you got to keep reloading that motherfucker. You're going to keep having to shoot. You're going to keep having to go back and fix this and fix that, because your shadow grows with you. Your shadow is not just always a child. You can have a grown-ass shadow. I got a grown-ass shadow. Okay? But I think I'm feeling better now. I at least figured out why I was upset. I talked it out. I was sad. And I'm feeling okay.